I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. How are you feeling, Sarah?
I'm feeling really good, Mike. Thank you. This morning I did something interesting. I woke up and instead of checking my phone right away, I made myself a cup of tea and I sat by the window for 10 minutes, just thinking, just breathing.
That sounds beautiful. I love that. You know what? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. Today, we're going to talk about something that you do every single day. Something so familiar that you don't even think about it anymore. Your daily routine.
Yes, your daily routine. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning to the moment you close them at night. Everything you do, every small action, every little habit.
And here's the amazing part. Your daily routine is actually one of the best English teachers you'll ever have.
It really is. You see, when you learn to talk about your own life in English, something magical happens. You stop translating. You stop searching for words. You just speak.
Because these are your words, your breakfast, your coffee, your walk to work, your evening with family. This is your life, and nobody knows it better than you.
So today, we're going to help you describe your entire day in English, step by step, moment by moment, with simple, clear, useful sentences that you can start using right now.
And the best part? You don't need a textbook. You don't need a classroom. You just need to pay attention to what you already do. But before we start, if you're enjoying this podcast, please take just one moment to subscribe to Everyday English Academy. It really helps us continue making these episodes for you.
Yes, and please give us a like, a thumbs up, and share this with a friend who's learning English. We want to help as many people as possible.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mike, let's start at the very beginning.
The morning.
Yes, the morning. The moment when the day begins. Some people love mornings. Some people hate them.
I'm definitely a morning person. I love the quiet, the fresh air, the feeling that the whole day is ahead of me.
I used to hate mornings, but I'm getting better. Now I understand that how you start your morning changes your whole day.
That's so true. So let's talk about the first thing that happens every morning. What is it?
You wake up.
Yes, you wake up. Now, this is a very important phrase. I wake up. Not I wake, not I am waking, just I wake up.
Exactly. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I wake up early. I wake up when the sun rises. Simple and clear. And you can add more details. I usually wake up at 6:30. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a meeting. I don't like to wake up late because I feel rushed.
Those are perfect sentences, natural and real. Now, what happens after you wake up?
Well, sometimes I stay in bed for a few minutes.
Me too. I call it my thinking time. I lie there, I stretch a little, I think about what I need to do today.
Yes, stretching is so important. You can say, I stretch my arms and legs. I yawn a little. I take a deep breath. These are small actions, but they're part of your routine. And in English, we describe them. We don't skip them.
Right. Then, eventually, you have to get out of bed.
I get out of bed. Not I get up from bed. Just I get out of bed.
And then you go to the bathroom.
Yes, I go to the bathroom. And what do you do there?
I brush my teeth.
Perfect. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. I brush my teeth carefully. You can add details like that.
And then I wash my face.
Yes, I wash my face with cold water. I wash my face with warm water. It depends on what you like.
I always wash my face with cold water. It wakes me up,
It makes me feel fresh and alert.
That's a great sentence, Mike. It wakes me up. It makes me feel fresh. These are very natural ways to explain why you do something.
Exactly. And then many people take a shower.
Yes, I take a shower. Not I make a shower. I take a shower.
You can say, I take a quick shower in the morning. I take a long shower when I have time. I like to take a hot shower before bed.
All perfect. Now, after the shower, you get dressed.
I get dressed. This means you put on your clothes.
Right. I get dressed for work. I get dressed quickly because I'm in a hurry. I usually wear jeans and a t-shirt.
Nice. And then comes one of my favorite parts of the morning.
Let me guess. Breakfast?
Yes, breakfast. I love breakfast.
Me too. So I have breakfast or I eat breakfast. Both are correct.
You can say, I have breakfast at 7:30. I usually eat toast and eggs. I love to have coffee with my breakfast.
And speaking of coffee, Mike, do you say I make coffee or I prepare coffee?
Both are fine, but I make coffee is more common and natural.
Right. I make a cup of coffee every morning. I can't start my day without coffee.
I can't live without coffee. We learned that phrase in our food episode, remember?
Yes, I remember. It's a great phrase. Okay, so now you've woken up, you've brushed your teeth, you've showered, you've gotten dressed, and you've eaten breakfast. What's next?
Well, if you work or study, you have to leave the house.
Right. I leave the house at 8 o'clock. I leave home early to avoid traffic.
And how do you get to work or school? Do you drive? Do you take the bus?
Good question. You can say, I drive to work. I take the bus. I walk to school. I ride my bike.
All very useful. The bus ride takes 30 minutes. I usually drive for 20 minutes. I enjoy walking because it's good exercise.
Perfect sentences. And during your commute, you can do so many things.
Yes, I listen to music on the bus. I listen to a podcast while I drive. I read a book on the train.
And if you're listening to this podcast during your commute, you're already practicing English. Well done.
That's right. So now you've arrived at work or school. This is when your afternoon begins. Sort of.
Well, actually, for many people, morning continues until lunch. But let's talk about what happens when you arrive.
Okay. I arrive at work at 8:30. I arrive at the office and check my emails.
Yes, checking emails. That's so common now. I check my emails first thing. I read my messages and reply to the important ones.
And if you have meetings, you can say, I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. I attend a meeting with my team. The meeting usually lasts 1 hour.
Good. Now let's move to the middle of the day, lunchtime.
Ah, lunchtime. Another favorite part of the day.
Yes, food again. I have lunch at noon. I usually have lunch at 12:30. I eat lunch with my colleagues.
You can also say, I bring my lunch from home. I make a sandwich the night before. Sometimes I buy lunch from a cafe.
And what do you like to eat for lunch, Mike?
I usually have a salad or a sandwich, something light. If I eat too much, I feel sleepy in the afternoon.
That's true. I feel sleepy after lunch. Many people say this.
So sometimes I take a short break after lunch. Maybe I walk around the office or I sit outside for a few minutes.
I take a short break. That's a very useful phrase. I take a break to rest. I take a coffee break in the afternoon.
Yes, coffee break. That's very common in many workplaces.
Okay, so after lunch, you continue working or studying. This is the afternoon.
Right. I work until 5 o'clock. I study in the library until 4. I finish my tasks before I leave.
And during the afternoon, you might have more meetings, more emails, more phone calls.
Yes, I make a phone call to a client. I write a report. I prepare a presentation.
These are all very common work activities. And the great thing is, once you learn these phrases, you can use them every single day.
Exactly. Your daily routine becomes your English practice. Now, eventually, the workday ends. What time do you finish work?
I usually finish at 5 or 5:30.
I finish work at 5 o'clock. My workday ends at 5:30. Both are correct.
And then I leave the office. I go home.
Yes, I go home. I head home. I commute home. All natural.
And the journey home is similar to the morning. I take the bus home. I drive home. I walk home.
And when you arrive home, this is when the evening begins. This is a special time of day.
It is. For me, evening is when I finally relax. I close the door, I take off my shoes, and I breathe.
That's beautiful. I take off my shoes. I change into comfortable clothes. I sit down and relax for a few minutes.
Yes, I sit on the sofa. I lie on the couch. I just enjoy the quiet.
And then, dinner time.
Yes, dinner, the last big meal of the day.
I make dinner. I cook dinner. I prepare dinner. All the same.
You can say, I cook pasta for dinner. I make a salad and grilled chicken. Sometimes I order food if I'm too tired to cook.
I order takeout. I order delivery. These are very common phrases now.
Yes, especially these days. And then I eat dinner with my family. I have dinner alone. I eat while watching TV.
All realistic sentences. And after dinner,
I wash the dishes.
yes, the dishes. Nobody's favorite activity.
True, but it's part of the routine. I wash the dishes. I clean the kitchen. I put everything away.
Good. Now, the rest of the evening is your free time. What do you like to do?
I like to read. I read a book. I read for 30 minutes before bed.
That's wonderful. Reading is such a good habit. I like to watch something. I watch a TV show. I watch a movie with my family.
You can also say, I spend time with my family. We talk about our day. We play games together.
Yes, quality time. Very important. And some people exercise in the evening.
Right. I go for a walk after dinner. I do yoga before bed. I exercise for 20 minutes.
All great habits. And then, eventually, it's time to get ready for bed.
Yes, I get ready for bed. This means you do all the things you need to do before sleeping.
Right. I take a shower. I brush my teeth. I wash my face.
I change into my pajamas. I set my alarm for the next morning.
Yes, setting the alarm. Very important. I set my alarm for 6:30. I set my alarm on my phone.
And then finally, I go to bed.
I go to bed at 10 o'clock. I usually go to bed around 11. I try to go to bed early.
And hopefully, I fall asleep quickly.
Yes, I fall asleep. Not I sleep. I fall asleep.
It takes me 10 minutes to fall asleep. Sometimes I can't fall asleep because I'm thinking too much.
That happens to me sometimes. But when you do fall asleep, that's the end of your day.
And then the whole routine starts again the next morning.
Exactly. Every day is a cycle. Wake up, get ready, eat, work or study, come home, relax, sleep, and repeat.
Now, Sarah, I think it would be really helpful if we tell a complete story, a full day from beginning to end, so our listeners can hear how all these sentences connect.
That's a great idea. Let me try. I'll tell the story of a typical day in my life. Everyone listening, just listen first. Don't worry about repeating yet. Just listen and imagine the day with me. Okay?
Perfect. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, here we go. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I wake up a little earlier if I hear birds singing outside my window. I stay in bed for a few minutes and stretch my arms and legs. Then I get out of bed and walk to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes and wash my face with cool water. It helps me feel awake. Next, I take a quick shower. I like to listen to calm music while I shower. It helps me feel relaxed and ready for the day. After my shower, I get dressed. I usually wear jeans and a comfortable shirt. Then I go to the kitchen and make breakfast. My breakfast is usually simple. I have toast with butter, a boiled egg, and a cup of coffee. I love coffee. I can't start my day without it. While I eat, I sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I check my phone and read the news. At 8 o'clock, I leave the house. I take the bus to work. The bus ride takes about 25 minutes. During the ride, I listen to an English podcast or I read a book. I arrive at work at 8:30. The first thing I do is check my emails and make a to-do list for the day. I usually have a meeting at 9 o'clock with my team. We talk about our tasks and plan the day together. After the meeting, I work on my projects. I write reports, answer emails, and sometimes I make phone calls to clients. At 12:30, I take a lunch break. I usually bring my lunch from home. I eat a salad or a sandwich. I eat with my coworkers in the break room. We talk and laugh together. It's a nice break from work. After lunch, I continue working until 5 o'clock. Sometimes I have another meeting in the afternoon. When 5 o'clock comes, I finish my tasks, pack my bag, and leave the office. I take the bus home. The evening bus is usually more crowded then the morning bus. When I arrive home around 5:30, I take off my shoes and change into comfortable clothes. I relax on the sofa for a few minutes and just breathe. Then I go to the kitchen and start making dinner. I like to cook. Sometimes I make pasta. Sometimes I make soup or a stir fry with vegetables and chicken. I eat dinner at the table while watching a TV show or listening to music. After dinner, I wash the dishes and clean the kitchen. Then I have free time. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I watch a movie. Sometimes I call my family or a friend and we talk for a while. Before bed, I take a quick shower, brush my teeth, and put on my pajamas. I set my alarm for 7 o'clock the next morning. Then I go to bed around 10:30. I read for a few minutes before I turn off the light. Usually, I fall asleep quickly. And that's my typical day.
Wow, Sarah, that was perfect. That was a complete day. And you used so many useful phrases.
Thank you, Mike. And everyone listening, did you notice? I didn't use any difficult words. I didn't use complicated grammar. Just simple, clear, everyday English.
That's the secret. Simple is powerful. Simple is real.
Exactly. Now, Mike, why don't you tell us about your day? And this time, everyone listening, try to shadow. That means repeat after Mike, quietly in your own voice. Try to match his rhythm and his tone.
Okay, I'll speak slowly so everyone can follow. Here's my day. I wake up at 6:30 every morning. I like to wake up early because the morning is quiet and peaceful. I get out of bed and I go straight to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and I wash my face with warm water. Then I take a long, hot shower. I love hot showers. They make me feel calm and ready for the day. After my shower, I get dressed. I usually wear casual clothes, like jeans and a sweater. Then I go to the kitchen and make my breakfast. I always eat oatmeal with fruit and honey. And of course, I make a big cup of coffee. I sit at the table and I eat slowly. I don't like to rush in the morning. While I eat, I listen to the news or I read an article on my phone. At 7:30, I leave my house. I drive to work. My office is about 20 minutes away. I listen to music in the car. I like to listen to jazz or classical music. It helps me feel focused. I arrive at work at 8 o'clock. I check my emails and I plan my day. I usually have a meeting at 9 o'clock. After the meeting, I work on my projects. I write, I research, I prepare lessons. At noon, I take a lunch break. I usually eat a sandwich and some fruit. Sometimes I go for a short walk outside to get fresh air. In the afternoon, I continue working until 4:30. Then I finish my work, pack my things, and drive home. I arrive home at 5 o'clock. When I get home, I change into comfortable clothes and I relax for a while. Sometimes I sit outside if the weather's nice. At 6 o'clock, I make dinner. I like to cook something healthy like grilled chicken with vegetables or fish with rice. I eat dinner at the table. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen. Then I have free time. Sometimes I watch a movie. Sometimes I read. Sometimes I call my family.
Before bed, I take a shower, I brush my teeth, and I get into my pajamas. I set my alarm for 6:30 the next morning. I go to bed around 10 o'clock. I usually read for about 20 minutes before I fall asleep. And that's my day.
Beautiful, Mike. Thank you for sharing that. Now, everyone listening, it's your turn.
Yes, your turn. We want you to try. We want you to describe your own day.
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to use big words. Just use the English you know.
Start simple. I wake up at, I eat breakfast, I go to work. Even 3 or 4 sentences is enough.
And if you want, you can write it down first. Writing helps you organize your thoughts.
Yes, write it in a notebook or type it on your phone. Then read it out loud.
Reading out loud is so important. It helps your brain connect the words with your voice.
And here's a really powerful tip. Record yourself.
Yes, use your phone. Just open the voice recorder and talk about your day for 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Then listen to it. You might feel shy at first, but it's okay. Nobody else has to hear it. It's just for you.
And after a week, record yourself again. Then compare the 2 recordings.
You'll be surprised. Your speaking will be faster, smoother, more natural.
That's how you see your progress. That's how you know you're improving.
So please try it. Describe your day in English, even if it's just in your head while you're walking or cooking.
The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And soon you won't have to think. You'll just speak.
Now, before we finish, let's give our listeners a few more tips.
Yes, good idea. Tip number 1, use time words.
Time words like first, then, next, after that, and finally.
These words help your story flow. First, I wake up. Then I brush my teeth. Next, I eat breakfast. After that, I leave the house. Finally, I arrive at work.
See, it's like a map. It guides the listener through your day.
Tip number 2, add feelings.
Yes, feelings make your story real. I feel tired. I feel happy. I feel relaxed. I feel stressed.
For example, I wake up early and I feel tired, but after my coffee, I feel much better.
Perfect. That's real, that's honest, that's life.
Tip number 3, practice every day.
Even just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is enough.
Talk about your morning routine while you're eating breakfast. Talk about your evening routine while you're washing the dishes.
Make English part of your daily life. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now.
Tip number 4, don't worry about mistakes.
Mistakes are normal. Mistakes mean you're trying. Mistakes mean you're learning.
If you say, I go to home, instead of, I go home, it's okay. You'll learn the correct way with practice.
The important thing is to keep speaking, keep trying, keep going.
And finally, tip number 5, be patient with yourself.
Learning a language takes time. You won't be fluent tomorrow, but every day you get a little better.
Every sentence you speak, every word you learn, every mistake you make, they all add up.
One day, you'll wake up and realize, wow, I can talk about my day in English without thinking. I can do this.
And that day will come. We promise.
So, Sarah, I think that's everything for today.
I think so too. We covered the whole day. Morning, afternoon, evening, night.
We gave lots of useful phrases, tips, and examples.
And most importantly, we encouraged everyone to speak about their own life.
Because your life is your best teacher.
Exactly. So, everyone listening, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for your time, your attention, and your effort.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Everyday English Academy.
And please give us a like and share this with someone who's learning English.
And here's our question for you. In the comments below, tell us one thing you do every morning. Just one sentence.
For example, I drink coffee every morning, or I take a shower every morning.
We would love to read your sentences. It's great practice for you, and it helps us know you're listening.
So please write in the comments. Don't be shy.
Thank you again, everyone.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself.
Your English is getting better every single day.
Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.